Most people dread the sight of dandelions and crabgrass taking over their flower beds, and honestly, spending hours on your knees pulling them by hand is a recipe for a sore back. That is where this little tool comes in. It is a straightforward, four-tooth steel design that looks almost like a miniature pitchfork, but it is specifically engineered to get under the root system of those stubborn weeds. What stands out right away is the build quality. It is not some flimsy piece of plastic that is going to snap the moment you hit a rock in the soil. It is all steel, electroplated and polished, which gives it a decent amount of heft without being heavy. When you are working in the garden, you want something that feels solid in your grip, and the rubberized handle here does a great job of preventing it from slipping, especially if your hands get a bit sweaty or muddy. At about 13 inches long, it is sized perfectly for precision work. You are not going to be clearing a whole field with this, but for getting into tight gaps between pavers or carefully removing a weed from right next to a delicate vegetable plant, it is surprisingly effective. The four prongs are sharp enough to pierce the ground with minimal effort, and the leverage you get by rocking it back is where the magic happens. It pops the root out cleanly rather than just snapping the top off, which is usually the problem with cheaper alternatives. Now there is a catch. Because those prongs are quite sharp, you really do need to be careful. It is not a toy, and it is definitely not something you want to leave lying around in the grass where someone might step on it. The manufacturer suggests wearing gloves, and that is actually solid advice because the metal can be a bit unforgiving if you are not paying attention. One thing that could be improved is the handle ergonomics. While the rubber grip is nice, it is a fairly standard shape, and for someone with larger hands, it might feel a little thin during a long afternoon of weeding. Still, for the price, it is a surprisingly robust piece of kit. It is one of those simple, no-nonsense tools that does exactly what it claims to do without any unnecessary bells and whistles. If you are tired of fighting with weeds in your backyard and want something that feels like it will actually last more than one season, this is a pretty solid pick for the shed.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.